Coming up on Look Today, well, concerned citizens continue to demonstrate outside Congresswoman Elise Stefanik's office in Glens Falls, this time in protest of the attack on Syria. I've got details. And the Children's Museum at Saratoga names a new executive director. More on that coming up. Plus, we have more concerning the New York State budget and how it affects our school districts. All ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program I sit down with Kristen Hannafin. She's Special Events and Convention Sales Director for the Lake George Regional Chamber of Commerce. And we're joined by Jeff Mead. He's General Manager for the Glens Falls Civic Center. They're here to discuss the sports tourism initiative that will aim to bolster our economy all year round. I also sit down with Julie Marks. Now she's a Community Recreation Coordinator for Saratoga Bridges. And we're joined by Patricia Paduano. She's the Director of Family Support Services, and they're here to talk about autism and an event coming up to raise awareness. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headlines. Well, in our lead story, another demonstration took place outside Congresswoman Elise Stefanik's office yesterday. Well, this time, the 21st Congressional District constituents were voicing their concerns regarding the recent U.S. military strike on Syria. Now, the demonstration's message was a simple one: peace and diplomacy. Well, we were at the protest and we spoke to Christopher Schmidt. He's one of the organizers of the demonstration.
Well, we're here today to send our message to Elise Stefanik that we want congressional approval if there's any military strikes, and if there's military strikes, they should only come after investigation of Assad's chemical attack.
Now, the people also voiced their opinion regarding congressional approval before we take any military action. We spoke to Robin Barkenhagen about this.
Basically, congressional approval is the biggest thing. You can't, even Trump himself said in a tweet in 2013, you can't go bombing in Syria without congressional approval. So let's talk to Congress, let's have the conversation, and if then we still have the evidence and the facts, then we can go ahead, but not without congressional approval, not without the facts, and not without presenting the facts to the American people.
Democracy in action. In other news, well, we've got more news regarding the New York State budget, which was passed this past Sunday. School districts statewide will receive up to $17 million. Now, this corresponds to approximately a 3% increase from last year. Now, in the coming days, we'll be talking to officials from all the different school districts in our community to see how this budget could affect them. Well, today, we spoke to Tim Hilker. He's the Assistant Superintendent for the Saratoga Springs School District.
What it does allow us to do is add several additional sections of elementary. It allows us to build in some needed programs with respect to both students with special needs and students with social emotional needs, and allows us to do some things on the maintenance side.
Smile, Tim. Okay, switching from news to weather. Today saw slightly cooler temperatures with overcast skies and some rain. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thanks for joining us, and thank you, Jesse. Forecast right now continues to look pretty pleasant. High pressure working back in. Still a little bit cooler behind this cold frontal boundary, but that's going to be going away over the next few days. And then a couple fronts out to our west right now can eventually return some showers back towards us later on the week. Before the meantime, temperatures in the 30s and 40s will fall down to about 36 tonight here across the Glens Falls area. Partly cloudy, cool, and a little bit breezy. That's going to play a factor as we walk out the door early in the morning hours, but then eventually sunshine will be back out in full force. Now, it won't be a huge warm up, but still a warm up to about 57, making it at least feel pleasant out there, especially in the sunshine. As we head out the door, grab the jacket. We're going to see that cloud cover still slowly burning back off, and with a bit of a breeze, could see wind chills back around the freezing mark, but that'll go away quickly as soon as that sun gets back out in full force and we head throughout the rest of the daytime. Sunshine back out with us in full for Thursday, Friday, and then a few passing clouds Saturday. Now, right now for Easter Sunday, very warm weather is on the way in. Should see highs approaching up into the mid-70s and about a 40% chance of rain. Front pushes through and cools us down into early next week. Well, that's it from the Weather Center. Now let's get back to you, Jesse.
Thanks, Brad. You may have noticed that just in the nick of time, we stopped with our ski report. Now, the second weather forecast in each program moving forward will contain information about outdoor activities like hiking, and as we move into the summer, a marine forecast and a golf forecast, so stay tuned for that. Back to the news. Well, the Children's Museum at Saratoga has named a new executive director. Sarah Fisk will take the leadership role of the museum as it expands its programming initiatives in collaboration with the community. Now, prior to joining the museum, Sarah worked as a senior education director at SUNY Poly Children's Museum of Science and Technology. Well, we spoke to Sarah today about her overall vision for the museum.
My overall vision for the museum is that we should be an integral part of the community. So being a place where parents can come and caregivers can come and have positive interactions with their child that are community and place-based and fun and safe and educational.
Congratulations, Sarah. Up next, I sit down with Kristen Hannafin. Now, she's a special events and convention sales director for the Lake George Regional Chamber of Commerce, and joined by Jeff Mead. He's the general manager for the Glens Falls Civic Center, and they're here to discuss a sports tourism initiative that will aim to bolster our economy all year round. Plus, I also sit down with Julie Marks. She's a community recreation coordinator for Saratoga Bridges, and we're joined by Patricia Paduano. She's a director of family support services for Bridges, and they're here to talk about autism and an event coming up to raise awareness. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. A couple of lookouts for tonight. You know I've been asking you to go to Facebook every night. Please do that. We're getting a lot of comments. I'll give you a perfect example. Today I did the interview with Kristen Hannafin about the sports initiative, and immediately we got a response on Facebook, said great work. So go to Facebook and tell us what you think and tell us what you'd like us to cover, what you'd like us to do. Quick congratulations, Sarah Fisk, taking over the reins there at the Children's Museum at Saratoga. And last but not least, you know, we're kind of informal around here, and I'm sure you've noticed that if you watch this program. Well, I happened to mention to Drew today that, boy, we're doing a lot of coverage with museums, and he walked into my office and said that my office should remind everyone of the Museum of Broken Dreams. So anybody looking for a talented but obviously person with a warped sense of humor, let me know. He's available. Actually, on second thought, if you have a warped sense of humor, you belong right here. Tonight on Look TV, Saratoga City Council meeting. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the broken dreams that matter to you. Good night, everyone.